Hello, how you doing? I'm a little not sober right now, so I apologize for what I'm about to say. But tonight, I went out and I went downtown in Orlando. I went, well, not downtown, but close enough. I went to Cowboys. It's like a country bar. Yes, I went to a country bar. So, this is the shirt I'm wearing. It says, and the girls say, save a horse, ride a Negro. Now, I know a lot of you like, what? But that's a play on words. This is a Big and Rich song that says, save a horse, ride a cowboy. So I put save a horse, ride a Negro because, well, I'm a Negro and I'm at a country bar and it's just funny. So I go to the DJ or to the DJ booth. I don't know if he was a DJ or not. And I go to the guy standing there and I go, because there's like a few of them in there. And I'm like, hey, can you please play Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy? And he looks at me and he goes, well, I'll try, I said, because that's the reason I wore this shirt. I love that song. And he goes, well, your shirt's really offensive. This is a white guy telling me that. And he said, your shirt's, well, kind of offensive. And I said, well, so is Fox News. But if you can, please play the song. Not 30 seconds later did the song play. But that's because I'm awesome. But it got me thinking, like, why was my shirt offensive? And I think it's because in this day and age, in this country, we get offended by some bullshit. Like, everybody has to be politically correct, and it's ridiculous. Like, why? Let me take these shits off, because let's face it, I'm drunk. I ain't seeing shit. But why? Why do we have to be politically correct? Sometimes I think that's the problem with our day and age. Like, you can't say what you feel because then you're labeled racist or prejudiced. And I'm not excusing it because you know what? White people, some of you are racist. Black people, some of you are extremely prejudiced. Many of you, the Christian people, some of y'all are very bigotous, I guess that's a word, I think, I don't know, and homophobic, and it transcends color, it transcends gender, it transcends religion. It's just stupidity. I'm sorry, I can't condone it. I can't understand it. I was sitting there having dinner with my best friend, who is a very, she's in her 20s, she's pretty, she's white, and she's blonde. And we were talking, and I said, I'm going to go see Dear White People. Now, let me just premise this by saying that she loves animals. She loves dogs. Like, dogs are her life. She loves them. She loves them. She loves them. White people do. But, she's like, well, she was like, Dear Black People, like, what's that about? And she was like, well, what if, we made a Dear White People? Or what if, or they made a Dear Black People? That's what it is. You guys would probably be offended. I'm just like, I would like to think not, but she's right, because we would. Because right off the bat, we'd be like, whoa, what the fuck? It's okay if, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a double standard, but at the same time, so is most of America. It's a fucking double standard. I'm sorry. And, cause, and she said, when, like, she said this, and at first I got real angry, because she was like, when cops shoot a black person, everyone's up in arms, but nobody really cares when the cops shoot a white guy. I'm like, okay. And then she goes, well, when a cop shoots a dog, nobody really cares. So it's like, she's like, she's trying to say, I guess she was trying to say, nobody really cares when the cops do something wrong. And part of me, in my head, I went, did you just compare shooting a dog to shooting a black person? That pissed me off. But then at the same time, I realized, like, dogs to her are more precious than most humans. Like, that to her is the most, because she loves animals. So, like, for me, I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, sometimes it's not being racist, it's not being prejudiced. Sometimes you have to also understand where someone is coming from. I don't expect her ever to understand what it's like to be a 6'2", 330-pound black man, because she will never understand that. No matter how much I go, well, this is what, some people will just never understand, because some people don't have to deal with that shit. I do. Every day. And the thing is, it's like, it's not even white people. It's black people too. Black people treat me like shit. Why? Because I talk like this. And it sucks. You know, it really does. It sucks. You know, like when I was in junior high, I went to an all black, well, actually all my life, I went to until high school, I went to all black, but it was a private Christian parochial school where I was taught proper English. You know, like I said aren't instead of ain't. I didn't put an S at the end of mine because there's no such word as minds. That's minds. No, that's mine. That's how you're supposed to say it. You unintelligent, stupid person. Stop it. But like I got to high school, one, I didn't know how to dress because I was in a uniform for the last 14 years. And then I used to wear this bright ass green jacket. Like what the fuck? And I used to get I had these Payless shoes. There was these Payless steel toe boots and I shined the shit out of them. Nigga. But anyway, so the kids would say I wasn't black enough. I'm like, what the fuck I got to do? I'm dark as fuck. Like right now I got 15 lights on and shit. That's the only reason you can see me, or else I'd just be teeth. Great smile. Anyway, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand. And then I would talk proper English, so automatically I was trying to be white, which I didn't understand. Like for me, there's so much pressure put on black men or black people in period, black people period. I'm sorry, I'm a little drunk. Fuck you, black people period. To be ignorant, and I get it. You know, like Bill Cosby be talking a bunch of shit. No, don't get me wrong. He raping bitches, or allegedly. So I don't fuck with Bill Cosby. I don't give a fuck, Mr. Huxtable. When they say you rape one girl, it's okay, he famous. But 13, nigga, come on. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? Like it hurt my feelings. So like I don't get mad at white people. I really don't, because you know what? I understand, you know, the empathy can only go so far. You don't understand what it's like to be me. Very many of my friends don't, because a lot of them are not of color, you know. But at the same time, we all face things and we all have to be, I guess, sympathetic. We all have to be understanding. And I think if the world was just a little bit more understanding, a little bit more, not caring, but caring, but a little bit more patient, I think a lot of the misconceptions and bullshit, because I'll be honest with you, don't get me wrong, the president, obviously not the greatest president in the world. I will give you that. Barack Obama is not the greatest president in the world. But the hate that I've seen for him is very different than I've seen for Clinton, that I saw for Bush. The first Bush, I do kind of remember that. I was born when Reagan was president. You remember that motherfucker? 1-1 for the Gipper. But the hate I see for the president now, because he's black, and that's it. It's because he's black. It's not because he's a Democrat. It's not because he's, you know, he's pushing a socialist agenda. It's a lot of it is because it's black. Like you see the shit. You see the disrespect. And that's what it is. You can disagree without disrespecting. And I think that's the problem with this country now, because we think because we disagree, we have to disrespect. And I don't feel that. I have very many friends. I have friends who are rednecks. I have friends who are immigrants. I have friends who are black. I have friends who are Spanish. I have friends who are I even have friends from Africa. And not like the African, but like the Cape Verde Africans. They kind of like, you know, I have friends from all over the world, and I respect them, and I can disagree with them. I have friends who are Republicans that I disagree with to the core, but I love them nonetheless, because just because we disagree does not mean we are in some way different. You know what I'm saying? We're all human beings. A lot of us are a lot of us are still Americans. Nigga drunk. You know, or even if you're not an American, you know, like I'm a first generation American. So when I hear people say those immigrants are here, well, you know what? Yeah, those immigrants are here. My grandparents are immigrants. My mother was an immigrant. My father was an immigrant. And you know what? If they didn't fight to be in this country, if they didn't get to this country, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't enjoy the things that I wouldn't be here. So I can't sit there and say, because actually, to be honest, everybody in this country is a fucking immigrant at some point in time. Your great something was an immigrant. So stop being so fucking high on your pedestal and shit. And this video is going on 10 minutes. I'm talking a lot of shit. So I'm gonna stop now, cause you know they put time limits on motherfuckers. So y'all have a good night, and I'm drunk, and I don't give a fuck, and I'm gonna post this shit at 3 o'clock in the goddamn morning, and God bless, Avida Zen, Ocho Cinco. That's the extent of the Spanish I know. Osteoporosis. I don't know. Fuck it. Bye.